Hopefully this will be a short video on how to do a drop cap, as well as create a macro to do it. Once you create a macro, you can create more macros to do whatever you want. This whole thing came about because I was changing my headers for the chapters. This is what it was. And I had made a styles button to change the chapter number and force it to put some space in, and change my subchapter, changing the size of the fonts and taking out the indent, which was a boo-boo on my part when I originally did the book. Now, in the body of the text, if you click in the body of the text here, I also made a first paragraph style button, which gets rid of the indent. And that's pretty easy to do. Then I decided to do a drop cap. To do a drop cap, yes, you have to get rid of the indent first, and then you have to go to drop cap. I have it on my home because I added it, and I also added a page break because I use that in other places. And to do that, you just go into your ribbon and you right click and customize the ribbon and add it. You can do that for anything you want. But when I got ready to do the drop cap, I would have to select that, select dropped, because that's going to move the text over and put it to the left of the text. This one will put it out in the margin. I didn't want it in the margin. Then I would have to select my style and scroll through and find it, select it, then tell it how many lines I want, and I only wanted 2, and then select OK, and it would change. That would be fine if it's only once or twice, but I've got 100 chapters, and that's a lot of button pushing and scrolling. So it'd be nice if I just had one button that I could click in the body of the text, click on the button, and it would all be done. So we'll go to macros. Go into View. There's your macros. Select macros and record macro. It's going to assign it a name. Don't bother to try to change it. You're going to want to change it later anyway. You have 2 options, button or keyboard. Button puts an icon up in the upper left corner. Keyboard lets you pick a key, such as F1. I'm going to go with button. And we get this page, and see it's added normal new macros dot macro 1. Yeah, not exactly the most exciting thing. So we're going to select it and hit add, because we can't change the name yet, and select OK. Now if you look at the my cursor, it has a little itty bitty square there, and that's supposed to be a videotape, I guess. It's recording every mouse click. So I'm going to take it back to home, and because I've clicked my cursor in the text before I started this, all I have to do now is go into my first paragraph button, click it, and it adjusts this. That's step 1. Then in my drop caps, I select dropped, and I scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll some more until I find what I want. And then I tell it 2 lines, not 3, and I say, OK, drop cap. So now we go back into View, we go to the macros, and stop recording. So if I highlight all this, restore it back to the way it was, put my cursor, click in the body of the text, hit my macro. Now notice the name that comes up is that long-winded normal new macros dot macro 1, and I click it, and poof, there it is, all done in one go. So that's going to be a lot easier. Now this name, it bothers me. So we want to get rid of that. And excuse me, I'm going to go into a coughing fit here. Okay, back with you. Now, to get rid of this long-winded label, we're going to go to our ribbon, right-click, and customize Quick Access Toolbar. There is our long-winded name. We click on that, click Modify, and down here in the bottom, I can change it. Click OK, click OK, and now when I hover over it, I have the short name. If you're only going to do one macro, I guess it doesn't really matter. It irritated me anyway. But if you do more macros, it's going to put a new icon and start stacking them up one after the other. It's not a case of click on it and it gives you a choice. So each icon will be different. That's kind of handy, so it can still be one click. If you know the function I want to do this drop cap is the first one, fine. If I want to do a combination of page break and some spacing or whatever, then I would know that it's my second one. Something else might be the third, so it'd still be a one click instead of having to click on it, scroll down, pick what you want, and click on it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is the end of the how-to on drop cap and macros. I will suggest you go to the internet to find the font style you want to use for your drop cap. Don't go too fancy and make it too condensed like one of those big square blocks unless the story style calls for it. Otherwise, go fairly simple. Have a good day.